What's up, guys? My name is Taylor, and today in this video I have a beginner calisthenics workout routine. Now, I've been wanting to make this video for a while, but I never got around to it. I just made the workout plan right now, so let's get into it. So the first workout that I have is, they are Australian rows. So if you have a pull-up bar that you can lower down, or if you have access to a parallel or a dip bar, something that you can hang from at a low angle, this is what I'm going to have you do. Now this is to develop your pulling strength, and when it comes to calisthenics, pulling strength is very, very important, especially if you're trying to evolve your skills and do some of the more advanced stuff like front lever, muscle ups, stuff like this, one arm pull ups. So your pulling strength is very important. Now, what they look like, I'm going to turn an angle for you right here, is this right here. So you're going to be at a low angle. You're not going to be completely vertical. It's going to make it too difficult. But you want to find an angle that is comfortable and still challenges you. So here we go. You want to keep your back straight, not arched, hips flat. You basically want to be forming a straight line from your head all the way to your feet. So straight, you're going to go up and slowly lower yourself down. And explode up, and slowly lower yourself down. That's how you're going to want to do that, because calisthenics use gravity as your resistance. So you want to explode away from gravity and fight it on the way back down. That's going to get you some serious gains. And for that, you're looking at, let me see what I wrote down, about 4 to 15 repetitions, and you're going to want to repeat that 2 times. I recommend about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes in between the sets. So about 2 to 3 times for that right there. And it's going to blow your back up big time. Now the next one that I have are Scapula Shrugs. And this is going to help you build a base for your pull-ups. So, hold on, right here. So let me take this off so you guys can see what it is I'm doing. It's going to be kind of difficult to see with the shirt on. So right here you're going to want to be doing Scapula Shrugs, and what that is you're going to be pulling your shoulder blades in like this right here. And I do recommend you guys buying a pull-up bar, one that you can pop up in your door frame. This thing is like $20, no big deal. You guys got it. Trust me, if you guys are wanting to do this, making an investment into something like this, it's going to take you a long way. So a Scapula Shrug is this right here. You're going to want to hang, and you're just going to pull your shoulder blades in. Might look weird and crazy, but I promise you, it's going to help you build that strength for the pull-up, because when you do your pull-ups, this is the motion that you take. You see? You have to bring your shoulder blades. You have to bring them in. That's it, just right there. Boom. Boom. Just like that. So that one, again, about 4 to 15 repetitions, and you're going to want to repeat that 2 to 3 times. Your body will tell you how you feel, and the more you do it, you'll get more used to the movements and how comfortable you are performing 2 or possibly 3 sets. But that is the range that I recommend. If you can't do 3, just do 2. That's fine. If you can't do 2, do 1. A little bit goes a long way. It really does. So for the next one, we're going to go back to that dip bar, back to the lower angle for your biceps. This right here. That guy right there. So now it's a beginner routine, so I didn't put chin-ups on here. If you can do chin-ups, do chin-ups. But this is for my absolute beginners. I will make an intermediate I'm more intermediate, so I can't necessarily make an advanced workout, but I'll make an intermediate one here pretty soon, actually. So honestly, it might even be later today. So for the biceps, you want to come back to this bar, but you don't. Okay, let me explain something. When you have a pronated hand grip, which means your palms are facing away from you, and you're performing a pulling movement, you're going to be working your back. You're going to be working your upper back, and you're going to be working your lats, which gives people that, let me see, this little bat wing effect right here. So when you want to work your biceps with a pulling movement, you want your hands to be in a supinated hand grip, as in like you could hold a cup of soup, or your palms facing you, like this. So, I mean those facing up, but you know what I mean. So check it. You want to have a supinated hand grip, palms facing you, and you want to bring them in close. And what that's going to do as you pull up, it's basically like the Australian row, but with a different hand grip. As you pull up and lower back down, you're going to feel more of the tension in the biceps. Now I only have one exercise for the biceps because they're already getting some indirect work from the back exercises. So perform those about 4 to 15 times for about 2 to 3 sets. Now, the rep ranges for everything here is 4 to 15. That doesn't mean if you can do more than 15, stop at 15. That doesn't mean if you can do more than 15, then my intermediate would be a lot better because you need to switch the variation you're doing. So, for instance, let me see here. You know what? If I had a bigger bar, I'm going to show you on the pull-up bar. So, now just pretend I'm on that dip bar. So when you're doing your Australian rows, let me see this real quick. Right there. So when you're doing the rows on the angled bar, not the pull-up bar, but on the angled bar, and you're performing your rows, and you can get more than 15. Now it's time to switch the variation. And what I personally would recommend switching it to, when performing your Australian rows, you want your arms to be about shoulder width, if not slightly outside. That's what you want. So if you can do more than 15, then what you want to do is your archer Australian rows. And what that looks like on the pull-up bar, I don't have a long enough bar to do it on the dip bars, but for the pull-up bar, it looks like this. You're basically just going to pull yourself up, like as if you're taking the bow, you know what I mean, like an archer. So on the row, you're gonna go boom, boom, and it's going to target more. Like it's gonna not target more, but you're putting more weight on a single limb than if you were to just do this on the angled bar. So you're actually going to feel a lot more, and it's going to bring those reps back down to maybe 4 to 6, maybe 8. Okay, so that was the back and the biceps. Those were our pulling movements. Now we've got our chest. So for the chest, let me see here. And at the end of the video, I'll get into how often you should do it throughout the week, and give you a basic schedule to do that as well. So for your chest, calisthenics, man, we got push-ups. So when it comes to this, you want to make sure that you, for my absolute beginners, man, you want to make sure that you find yourself an incline. You can do it on the counter, you can do it on a table, you can do it on the back of a couch, whichever works better for you. Maybe I'll put you guys right here. So I don't have a table, got my bench right here though. So what you want to do is you want to take your about shoulder width apart, I like to go slightly outside. It targets more of the chest. The closer in you go, you're going to target more of your tricep. So about here, like slightly outside shoulder width. This is a little uneven. It's going to feel a little weird, but make sure you find yourself an even surface, whether it be on the table, counter, back of the couch, or a chair. You could use a chair as well. So all you're going to do is keep everything straight. You don't want your hips to sag. You don't want your, you know what? Here, let me move the camera so you guys can see. Right here. Okay. I can't see. Okay. Back you guys up. Okay. So look. You guys don't want your hips to sag. You don't want to be over arched. You want to be in a straight line. Now, as you come down, as you see, I'm like basically right above it. I'm not at an angle. I'm right above it. That's where you want to be. You're going to want to come straight down and explode up. Remember, you want to go slow with gravity. You want to fight it the whole way and then push yourself away from it. Just like this. Now, when it comes to the push-up, a lot of people get shoulder injuries or it doesn't feel too comfortable. Here's why. When you're performing your push-up, you want to make sure that you're coming in like an arrow. So from the back, looks like this. Not out. You're going to put a lot of strain on your shoulder. You're in like an arrow with your body. Boom. Boom. Just like that. That's going to release the strain off your shoulder. Put it right back on the chest. So, again, 4 to 15 reps. If you can do more than 15 on the incline push-up, drop the incline. Get closer to the floor. Now, if you're on this little bench right here, like if you're doing it on a chair and you can hit 15, drop to your knees. Let me show you that real quick because a lot of people do that one wrong too. When you guys just stay safe out here and actually produce some real gains. So I gotta do something about this angle. I should get a camera, like a real camera. I'm just using my phone right now. Okay, so when you're performing these, you want to be on your knees and you want to extend yourself out right here, just like this. Now, you don't want your hips to sag. You don't want to be overarched, as straight of a line as possible. And again, you want to practically be right above where you're coming to. You don't want to try to push at an angle. Let me back up a little bit for you guys. You don't want to try and push at an angle right here, right underneath you. And all you're going to do is come straight down and shoot up. Boom. Boom. Just like that. You go slow on the way down, fast on the way up. And if you want more of a challenge when you're performing these, whether it be on an incline or on your knees or any of these movements really, you want to hold it at the peak of the movement and then release it. I promise you guys, it's going to be incredible. You're going to feel it for sure. So 4 to 15 repetitions, 2 to 3 sets. Just you feel it out. If you're too tired and you're too fatigued, just take it 2. Again, if you can't do 2, do 1. If you can do more than 2, throw in a third, man. So for the next exercise that we got for the chest is going to be dips. Boom, right here. Let me get this real quick. Gotta set it up. I was just using the bar for something. Okay, so for dips, I want to make sure that you guys are doing them right. I want to make sure that you guys are doing them to activate your chest because you can have more. Your chest can be more dominant in the movement and your tricep can be more dominant in the movement. Here is how you switch them. So, right here. So, let me scoop this up real quick. So for your dips, you want to either have your legs out in front of you or right here behind you. Personally, if you have the space for it and you have the enough core strength for it, I would recommend out because you're going to feel it a lot more. But for my beginners out there, you're going to bring your feet behind you. You don't have to bring them up, just a little bit right here. Now, to activate more of the chest here, and this is targeting your lower chest, this little cup right here, you're going to want to provide a lean for yourself. Not super far, just a little bit. Because the movement pattern that you're trying to shoot for is right here in front of you. Boom. Look at that, right here. See it tense up, see it squeeze? Boom, right there in front of you. That's the movement pattern that you're trying to follow. That's why you provide a little bit of a lean so your hands are now in front of you. And that's going to target more of your lower chest. That's what you want. Again, 4 to 15 repetitions. Now, if you can't do, dips are, what's raining? Dips can be difficult for a lot of people, especially beginners, because it's a movement that you are not that comfortable with. So, to help with this, what you can do is get yourself set up and just lower yourself down as slow as you possibly can. And then pick yourself back up and repeat. Now what you're doing is you're training the negative portion of the movement, which is where you build your strength. For the Australian rows, this portion. For the push-up, this portion. On the negative, on the eccentric portion, that's where you build your strength. So let's say you can't even do 4 dips, you could probably do 1 or 2. You want to perform that 1 or 2, get yourself set up, and just lower yourself down as slow as possible. And train that. Train your negatives. Your negatives are going to take you far. They really are. I still train my negatives, and I can bang out like 15 pull-ups. After that, I'll do my negatives about 3 to 5 times. 3 to 5 negatives is what I'll do. And what that does is it continues to build your strength to give you that extra rep later. Let's say day 1 you can do 1 dip. Well, if you do 1 dip and then you hit 3 negatives, remember, as slow as you can. Really fight it on the way down. You do 3 negatives, there's your 4 reps right there. By the time you hit, maybe your 4th, 5th time of doing it, you might already be able to do 2 dips. So your negatives, they help you with that a lot. Hold on. I'm watching my little brother right now on the monitor. I think he's waking up. Oh, baby river. I'm gonna go check on him real quick. I'll be right back. I forgot what I was saying, but, oh yeah, if you can't even do 1 dip, I've got another variation for you. It popped into my head after I was showing you guys how to do the dips that there's actually an easier variation for my absolute beginners out there if you can't do dips. And it's going to be this one right here. Let me get you guys set up real quick over here. We're going to use an incline again. So if you used a chair for your push-ups, grab that chair again. If you didn't, I recommend grabbing a chair. Here's how you're going to do it right here. Pronated hand grip, palms facing away. For this, if you use a supinated, it would literally just be turned like this. But pronated, you want your fingers out, not in, out. And what you're going to do, remember, you want a straight line for all these movements. Obviously, this is not straight. But you don't want your hips to sag. You don't want to be overarched. Right here, just a comfortable resting point. You're going to come down and explode up. Down and explode up. You want to be about 90 degrees, about right here. Boom. Now this is going to target solely your triceps, but that's going to give you the pushing strength to perform the dips, especially with the angle, because you're actually going to develop the tricep strength to hold yourself there. Now, if you wanted to make it a little more difficult, as you come up, lean back. Boom. Instead of right here, you're over here. So you kind of just walk yourself out. Boom, walk yourself back. And what that's going to do right there, that little bit of a lean, it's going to fire up those triceps a lot more. Big time. Again, for the dips, you're looking at about 4 to 15 reps, about 2 to 3 sets. Now, for my next exercise, I've got the triceps. So we just worked the back, the bicep, the chest. Now we're going to hit the triceps. So you can do those dips again, or what you can do is, I don't have my chair out here, so let me actually get this dip bar set up right here. So you could do this on a counter. It might be a little awkward for your head, but you can still get it done. Now what you're gonna do, actually I'm gonna put you, hold on, let me scoot this over about right here. Let me put you guys right here. So what you want to do are tricep extensions. Now, the bicep and the tricep, you'll notice I've only given one exercise to directly target it. That's because when it comes to the bicep, when you're working your back for both those movements, you're getting a lot of indirect work. So you're really targeting it directly with just one exercise, and you're really hammering that in. Now, as you become stronger, there's going to be a lot more variety of exercises you can do to directly target these muscle groups. But again, you want to build your strength up to that. And I'll make an intermediate routine for you guys to follow. If you've already got this one down, you're like, yeah, I'm ready. So, tricep extensions. Oh yeah, when you're doing your push-ups, you're doing your dips, whether right there or whether on the bars or on the incline, you're already getting tricep activation. So, what you want to do here, tricep extensions. So what that looks like is straight line, hands close together. Hold on one second. Hands close together. You're going to come down and press up. Down and press up. Those are tricep extensions. Again, you don't want your hips to sag and you don't want to be overarched. You want to be in a straight line when you perform these movements. Now what that's going to do is it's going to stretch the tricep out, and you're going to work this part of your tricep, the part that dips down right here. Now when it comes to the push-ups, you're working more of this head right here. And then when you do your dips, you're putting a lot of tension right here on the medial head. So that gets you the shape of that horseshoe, as well as the arch right under here. And your tricep makes up a lot of your arm. So if you want big arms, gotta hammer that tricep like big time. That exercise, 4 to 15 reps. Again, find an angle where you can perform these repetitions, and if you can't, negatives. 4 to 15 reps, that's gonna wake them up. About 2 to 3 sets. Oh man, this kid is asleep. He's really out. Dang, that is a soundproof room. Okay, so that's it. That's the whole upper body. I'm gonna make a lower body video. Actually, I can get it done right now. So that's the upper body. Now that I have it's a 4-day split that I've made. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. You rest Sunday and Saturday and Wednesday. It's upper, lower, upper, lower. So on Monday and Thursday, you hit the upper body workout. On Wednesday and Friday, you hit the lower body workout. And after everything, I'll show you guys the workout plan so you can screenshot, so you know, okay, I have to do this many, so you're not like having to go back through the video and rewatch it all, because, you know, there's a lot of interlude. So, for your legs, now there's not a whole lot you can do for your legs in calisthenics already. But for the beginners, I've got explosive squats. Hold on.